Hello readers, it's me from the future. I was rewatching this video before I started doing anything to it, which I normally don't, you really get raw footage. But I realized when I started talking about the second book, I really started to space out and just kept saying the same three things. And, I honestly didn't really know what I was talking about for the books, so I am still uploading this, but it's not really that interesting. It's kind of boring. But I felt obligated to make it because I said I was going to. You can just make fun of me the whole time if you want. I don't really care. Hopefully next week's video will be a little bit more interesting, and I will see you then. Hello readers, it's Andrea, and welcome back to this week's video. Welcome to this week's video, and welcome back to my channel, is what I should have said. Little life update before we start. I'm thinking I might try to do 2 videos a week. Let me know. I don't know if that'd be too much. I don't mind doing 1 video a week, but every once in a while, I think it's nice to do 2. I did 2 last week, if you didn't know. What else? I'm broken out. I won't show it off. I'm broken out. Let's see. I'm in the market for new glasses, so hopefully these bad boys will get switched out soon. And I could possibly be buying a wig, which sounds really weird, but I absolutely hate my hair. And it'll just be a light pink one, not to wear all the time, but, So if you see a different hairstyle, that's probably why. Let's see. I meant to make this video a little bit ago. I forgot because I'm smart and I'm a genius, and I went to record a different one saying what my next 2 AP summer reading books were going to be, and then I was like, dummy, you already mentioned all of them. So today I'm here to talk about the 2 that I already read. Yay! This video will probably be relatively short because I didn't like either of these, and I'm kind of glad that I made little judgments based off of what I knew about these, because I was like, I'm gonna read the ones that I don't think I'm gonna like first to get them out of the way, and save the ones that I think I'm going to like for second. And honestly, my judgments were correct. I did not like either of these, and I am quite frankly enjoying the first summer reading book, or the third, I guess, but the one that I'm reading now, which is The Awakening by Kate Chopin. I think it's Chopin. I'm almost 100% it's Chopin. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. The first one I read was King Lear by William Shakespeare, and I probably have said this about 300 times, but I do not like Shakespeare. I don't find him interesting. I don't find I could take him seriously. There I go again, dying. Yeah, let's see. This was about a king, King Lear, and basically he was dividing his land up to his daughters, and the way he was giving out his land was by having them say how much they loved him. And so the first 2 daughters went on these really big speeches saying how much they loved him and stuff. So he gave them hearty chunks of land, and then his favorite daughter came up next, and basically she was like, oh, I don't really know what to say, no words can tell you how much I love you. And he was like, well, you know what, you don't get any of my land then, because obviously you don't love me. Get out of my kingdom. And then her brother tried to stick up for her, and he's like, you can get out too for all I care. And then the king goes insane. I believe it's because he realizes what he's done wrong and stuff. I honestly don't remember that much of this story. They had there's a couple side stories going on. I didn't like this, and if I don't like something, I do not remember it that well. There was an invasion from France coming in, and the king was going insane. I think I already just said that. I'm losing my mind too. And Kent disguised himself, but to be a servant to the king. But I don't remember what his original motivation for that was, why he did it. Yeah, let's see. Here's what the back says of my Dover Thrift edition of King Lear. It says, so that we all know what this is about. The plot concerns a monarch betrayed by his daughters, robbed of his kingdom, descending into madness. I was right. Greed, treachery, and cruelty are rife, and the denouement, I don't know how to speak, of the play is both brutal and heartbreaking. In fact, so troubling is its vision of man's life that until the mid-19th century, the play was performed most often with a non-Shakespearean happy ending, with Lear back on his throne and Cordelia, the daughter nearest to his heart, happily married to the noble Edgar. Yeah, that's it. I'll be honest, I went onto SparkNotes and I read the translated version, which is just modern English. And it's not that I have that big of a problem reading Shakespeare, I just really need to get through this. It's not long. The print is small, but there's not that much on the pages. I think I gave it 1 star, honestly, on Goodreads. You can go check that. I leave my Goodreads in the description below. Go follow me. And I don't have much to say. If you like Shakespeare, you'd probably like it. It's one of his tragedies. It says drama. It means tragedy. I don't remember it, so I'm just going to start talking about the next one, which I also don't remember that well, so. But I read it. I usually don't actually read my summer reading books, and I actually read this one. So yeah, we're just going to get to the next one, which is Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. I might have given this 1 star, I might have given this 2 stars. I don't remember. Should I check? I don't feel like it. Not that important. You can check. That was really sassy. I'm sorry. I don't want to hurt your feelings. This is about, well, African tribes. I'm so horrible today. I'm so sorry. I don't even know when it takes place, but it is talking about African tribes, and it talks about some cultural stuff and some stuff that happens with the one man's family who is, I keep looking at the book, I'm sorry, I do not remember people's names. Okonkwo? I probably butchered that. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna tear this book apart. I didn't like it. I really went in with an open mind. It's not something that I normally read, but I think, well, the last 2 are probably something I'd actually pick up. It's not something I normally read, but my teacher, I've had him for 2 other things, which I think I mentioned in my last video. I had him for a creative writing class going into my sophomore year. Maybe it might have been going into sophomore year, but I don't think it was going into freshman year because he had to be in high school to take it. And I had him last year for English, and he usually picks really good books. So I was like, I'm gonna go into this one with an open mind, even though it's not something I normally like. I don't know why my asthma's acting up today. I got through probably about half of it, a little bit more, and for me the story wasn't going anywhere. So I started to skim read the end. So if you ask me anything about the ending, all I know is that missionaries came. I don't know how it ended really, but we'll get into that in a minute. So at the beginning, basically it started off, and the first paragraph I'll read to you says, Okonkwo was well known throughout the 9 villages and even beyond. His fame rested in solid personal achievements. As a young man of 18, he had brought honor to his village by throwing a malazit. We're going to call him a mall. I cannot pronounce African names, and I'm so sorry for that. And if I apologize one more time, someone make a sorry count in the comments. Amal was the great wrestler for who 7 years was unbeaten from Umofia to Mbino. Yep, he was called the Cat because his back would never touch the earth. It was this man that Okonkwo threw in a fight which the old man agreed was one of the fiercest since the founder of their town engaged the spirit of the wild for 7 days and 7 nights. I thought this was about to be about a African wrestler, and I was actually kind of excited because I never read something like that, and it could have been really interesting. And all I got out of the beginning was we're in this little village of Umofia, which again, I'm butchering things. It's not a town, it's a village. And I don't even know what year this is supposed to take place. I'm gonna be completely honest. Sorry, my desk is falling apart. This is such a long video. Please feel free to put this on 2 times speed to save yourself for my long drawing because I'm not even paying attention to myself. Where was I? So basically this man, his father was a lazy guy So he's like, I had to prove myself. So he has 3 wives and so many kids. And like just is trying to prove himself to be like this man, like who's worthy of like being praised and being known throughout the village as a great man, like that type of thing, which is fine. But I got to read about a lot of wife beating and child beating. Like that's the things that stood out most to me. And it was just, they didn't like describe it. It wasn't like hard to read. It was just really, I don't want to say strange. I guess it was hard to read. I just didn't, I guess I don't understand. I don't really know. I don't know. Let's have an I'm sorry counter and an I don't know a counter. So those are the books. I didn't like either one of them. I think both of them got 1 star. This one actually has really high ratings on Goodreads, so I'm kind of surprised I didn't like it. It might have been the writing style. It might have been like, there were a couple things that I wish were explained more, like talking about like culture and stuff. I kind of wish it was explained more. A lot of terms you just are kind of, you know, you have to know or look up yourself, which I kind of thought was annoying, but also I don't need everything like spoon-fed to me. I wanted a nice balance of like, here's what some word means and here's what some words mean. That's what I meant. I said it weird the first time. Yeah, I think I gave it 1 star. This one got 1 star, but again, I'm not a Shakespeare fan, so I'm biased in that. So, you may be asking yourself, well, what are you going to do when English comes around and you're going to get quizzed on it and have to write about it? And you're not going to know what you're taught, what you've read. Like, you're not going to have any idea. And to that I say, SparkNotes is my friend. I can say, I did read both of these books. From cover to cover, I read them. So that's great. I can actually say I read my summer reading ones. But I didn't get the content of them like I was supposed to. This one was like boring and the story wasn't going anywhere. This one was just weird and I don't like Shakespeare, but I'm gonna just put that one down. So what I'm gonna do before school rolls around is I'm gonna go back onto SparkNotes with all the books, even the ones that I'm enjoying, and I'm literally going to read through everything on SparkNotes to make sure I got it. But I read it, so I'm not really like cheating in that. I'm just making sure I got my content down. And that's about it. This is a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna be. I didn't think I was gonna talk that much about these because the content did not stick with me. So before I go and do my normal outro here, I'm back in my living room at my desk with my really loud air conditioner, and I'd like to know if you guys would prefer me to be out here, and I could probably find some way to like, maybe instead of my journals here I'll put books or something, like something a little bit more interesting, or do you prefer me in front of my bookshelf in my room? Not like that really matters like what room I'm in, but like what setting do you prefer, out here or the other one, basically is all I'm asking. If you could let me know that would be great. My socials are in the description below if you want to follow me. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Goodreads are all down there. And if you're watching part 2 of this, I do have a playlist going for my AP summer reading books. If you want to check out the first one where I just like briefly go over what I'm going to be reading. And I don't know, I might have talked about like my expectations and stuff, but maybe I didn't. I don't want to say sorry again, so I apologize for not really knowing that much about these, but I feel obligated to make a video about them. I mean, I kind of just said what I was thinking, so have some sass. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. You could really enjoy these books. You don't have to enjoy everything that I do, and you don't have to hate everything that I do. If you like Shakespeare, good, great. I'm so happy for you that you can enjoy it and I can't. And if you like Things Fall Apart, good. I'm glad someone can enjoy it. So that's all. I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you in the next video.